You know, here, this next story is really going to irk you. So we're we're telling stories today that are going to irk you.
Yeah, this will get under your skin. This is, we told you about this a couple of weeks ago. This was a little girl, a cute little girl who unfortunately had a run-in with her uncle's, was a grandfather's dogs.
Pit bulls.
And the dogs attacked her, and the poor little girl, her face was just really torn up in the process. So she allegedly went to the KFC with Grandma. And Grandma says, and this is the part that we told you about before, Grandma says that KFC asked them to leave because the girl's scars were terrifying other patrons.
So, through the power of social media, the grandmother posted the little girl's picture and says, does this image frighten you or offend you? And from that, this whole investigation, KFC gave the little girl, paid for the medical expenses, like $30,000. And now it's turned out that an investigation says this never happened.
They never
went to KFC. There was no records of them being at KFC.
She's a cute little girl.
No surveillance video of them ever being there. The
receipts don't match.
The receipts don't match. Nothing that they say they ordered, like a sweet tea and a mashed potatoes with gravy. There was never anything ordered like that at any of the KFCs, even in the area of these people. So they're saying this whole entire thing was a fraud.
Now, to its credit, KFC says, you know what, we gave them the money, we're going to let them have it.
Right.
But they do want to get down to the truth of the thing. The question now is whether Grandma, who apparently started this whole story, is going to be charged with any kind of criminal activity.
Well, what happens to all the money they raised?
Well, that's the other thing. Is what's 160,000?
100-something. And originally, so they have this like funds on one of those .org sites where you have someone who you can help pay for medical expenses. Well, when the story became public, it went from this fund went from $600 to over $100,000. So now, what happens to that money? Do these people? I mean, the little girl still has medical issues, but I think they gave, obviously, because of the story.
I think a prosecutor would walk out there and say that's fraud.
Right.
So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. We'll update the story as more things come in. But yeah, Grandma could be in big trouble at this point.
Big trouble.
The little girl might be too young to ever remember all of this. I mean,
let's hope, because that's traumatic.
She's pretty young at this point, but.